Okay, good evening. So
Good evening, sir.
today's topic is one of the interesting topic, which is in limelight in today's Hindu's newspaper, and that is how MHA, that is Ministry of Home Affairs, is prepared for the internal security challenges of the country. How Ministry of Home Affairs is prepared for internal security challenges for the country. So we'll be talking on this subject. So first of all, we would like to say that you are preparing for the CAPF examination. So there are 5 forces for which you will be getting enrollment. These 5 forces are Border Security Force, then your CRPF, Central Reserve Police Force, then your SSB, Shastra Seema Bal, then Central Industrial Security Force, and lastly Indo-Tibetan Border Police. These 5 forces are managing the borders and internal security of the country. But now we would like to know that how this challenge is accepted by the Ministry of Home Affairs. We'll go through the article and find out that how this challenge has been accepted by Ministry of Home Affairs, which is controlling all these 5 forces. Besides that, it is also controlling your Assam Rifle. Assam Rifle is deployed on Myanmar border. Myanmar recently suffered from earthquake and its after effect are still visible. Indian government sent humanitarian aid response force to Myanmar, which is called as Operation Brahma, about which we have discussed in detail. So now in today's lecture, we'll be dealing with the subject that how Ministry of Home Affairs is ready for the challenge of internal security duties. So first of all, we have discussed that 5 forces for which you are preparing as a competitive exam. These 5 forces are deployed on various border. So let us start with the Border Security Force. Border Security Force is deployed on Indo-Pak border and Indo-Bangladesh border. And besides that, it is also deployed on line of control. Line of control along with the Indian Army. Wherever that line of control is not a border. Line of control is not a border. Then we have got Indo-Tibetan Border Police, which is deployed on China border. Then we have got Seema Shastra Bal, which is deployed on Nepal border and Bhutan border. Then we have got Central Industrial Security Force, which guards the important installations or public sectors of the country. Besides, it also guards the airport and metros of the country. So now we come to Central Industrial Security Force, which was raised in 1970s when there was strike in the industries. To control those strikes, Central Industrial Security Force was raised, but today it has been given the additional role of guarding airports as well as metros. Besides that, we have got Assam Rifles on Myanmar border, which is guarding the Myanmar border. Assam Rifle has got officers from the army and they control the Myanmar border. Then we have got National Investigative Agency, NIA. National Investigative Agency, that is NIA. So, what is the role and task of NIA? Anywhere, any kind of terrorist related activity takes place, that NIA takes control of the area and it basically swings into action and conducts investigation, as well as NIA have got their own courts, they have got their own advocates, they go for the prosecution, they have got their own judges, and therefore they give verdict according to the crime, according to the terrorist related activities. So recently, the one of the greatest success of NIA is that one of the accused who was mastermind of the Bombay blast on 26/11, he is being handed over to us by American government. Extradition treaty has been signed and he is being brought back to our country to face the justice. So this is one of the big achievement of the NIA. So now we'll first of all go through this article, that the aim of our Modi's government is reform, perform and transform. Screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So aim of the Modi government is to reform, perform and transform. He highlighted these structural reforms rather than temporary fixes. So Ministry of Home Affairs earlier used to be known as Crisis Ministry. It was during the initial formation was known as Crisis Ministry. Wherever the riots took place or insurgency or Naxalite related problem or land order problem erupted, Ministry of Home Affairs would like to jump and they would like to control the situation. But with the passage of time, this ministry has come out with the flying colors and now they are fully prepared for the internal security challenges of the country. So how these changes have taken place in the Ministry of Home Affairs, we would like to read from this article. MHA is known as the backbone of India's internal security and federal governance. By federal governance means India is governed federally by federal system, that is there is a state government and there is a central government. So MHA maintains the internal security due to federal governance. Unlike many countries which divide security and governance, MHA integrates them, making it critical pillar of national stability. So MHA is, you can say, responsible for the national stability. If we are peaceful, living in harmonious way in the country, we don't have any kind of land and problem in any part of the country, then nation is stabilized, nation progresses. So as per the Indian Constitution, MHA gets powers from Article 355, 256 and 356, which allows coordination between the center and state on security matters. So I again underline these articles, Article 355, Article 256, Article 356. These are important for maintaining center and state coordination on security matters. Say any part of the country is suffering from Naxalite problem, center will be bound to intervene and control the Naxalism. Any part of the country is suffering from insurgency, like in Kashmir or in Manipur in the recent times, the president rule has been imposed. So MHA will jump in and they will send the forces to contain the situation. So MHA from 1980s, when the Punjab was suffering with the terrorism, and in 1990 when Kashmir was suffering from terrorism and Maoist violence, which was peak in 2000. So MHA has now come of age. MHA is prepared, fully prepared and geared up to tackle this situation. So in the past, it was difficult for the state police to contain these threats. So therefore, Central Armed Police Forces, that is we have just discussed, Assam Rifle, Border Security Force, Central Industrial Security Force, Central Reserve Police Force, Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force, National Security Guard, Shastra Seema Bal, they are now readily available and they can jump into any part of the country and bring the situation under control. Reliance on the Rapid Action Force of CRPF for riot control is one of the example. So when was CISF raised? CISF was raised in 1970-80 to contain the industrial strikes, particularly in West Bengal and Kerala. Meanwhile, administrative restructuring saw Northeast Affair and Department of Justice separated from the MHA. एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव चेंजेस के कारण नॉर्थ ईस्ट अफेयर और डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ जस्टिस एमएचए से निकाल दिए, परंतु डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एंड नारकोटिक्स कंट्रोल ब्यूरो, दीज टू डिपार्टमेंट, नारकोटिक्स कंट्रोल ब्यूरो डील्स विद द योर नारकोटिक्स psychotropic substances act, NDPS act. What is NDPS act? Any person carrying heroin, cocaine, opium, hashish or synthetic drugs will be booked under NDPS Act and they will have to face the trial under NDPS Act. NDPS Act is a very strong act where you do not get bail initially and it takes almost 5 to 6 years to go through the trial and ultimately punishment is very stringent in NDPS Act. So now 4 decades, after 4 decades, India's 3 major security hotspots, that is Kashmir is our problem, North is our problem and Central India, Naxalite areas, that is your Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, parts of Maharashtra, that is Gadchiroli, Odisha, Telangana, these areas are dominating as the MHS priorities. So in last these 4 decades, we have lost 36,000 personnel of the security forces. That is 36,000 personnel of Central Armed Police Force have lost their lives while tackling with these problems. And equal number of lives of civilians have been lost, with security forces largely turning their focus on these conflict zones. So what are these 3 conflict zones? Number 1, Kashmir, number 2, Northeast, and number 3, Central India. The focus on insurgency, terrorism, and border security has meant that other critical areas such as police modernization, agency coordination, narcotics control, technology, adoption, disaster management, and federal governance have received less attention. So what the writer is saying? That insurgency, terrorism, and border security is our priority. But with this priority, we have given not much attention to the police modernization, agency coordination, narcotics control, changes in the technology, disaster management, federal governance have not received that kind of attention. What is disaster management? NDRF, that is National Disaster Response Force, is available to us, and wherever the disaster takes place, it may be due to the landslides, it may be due to the floods, it may be due to the earthquake. So this NDRF comes into the picture and they jump to help human beings affected with these disasters, and they are given support during this hour of crisis. Again, the author is saying that our prime ministers during the tenure of prime minister, that is PV Narasimha Rao and Atal Bihari Vajpayee, we had one single home minister with their full tenure. During Modi's time, we had Rajnath Singh, who was earlier home minister, and now for the second time, Amit Shah is the home minister. So if a minister remains in the same ministry for 5 years or for more than 5 years, then he works according to his vision, and that is good for the governance also. So what is TADA? TADA is Terrorist and Disruptive Act, which was enacted in Punjab during Punjab terrorism. POTA was also enacted. POTA was also implemented. Prevention of Terrorism Act after the 2001 Parliament attack, and National Investigative Agency was formed after 26/11 Mumbai attacks. So we have discussed again with the beginning of lecture that one of the accused who was from Pakistan, who was mastermind of 26/11 Mumbai attack, he is being brought back by his, he is being brought back to our country to face the justice because of the extradition treaty with the America. Recently, our Prime Minister had gone there, and now we are getting this culprit back, and he'll have to face the justice. So these laws, though critical, were reactive reactions rather than being a structured security framework. But since 2019, over 27 legislative reforms have established a strong security jurisprudence shaping law enforcement and national stability. So we have been able to integrate Kashmir. How we have been able to integrate the Kashmir? By abrogating Article 370. By abrogating Article 370, Kashmir has been integrated. And we have now changed our criminal justice system also. How? Because we have recently implemented 3 laws. Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. These 3 laws we have changed and they are being implemented. So criminal justice system is also working effectively. Then the author is talking that Home Ministry is now getting sufficient budget. Budget is one of the initial requirement. If the ministry is getting budget, it means they can support not only pay and perks, pensions, but they can use that budget for arranging vehicles. You require good vehicles in the police force. You require motorcycle, you require buses, you require light vehicles, medium vehicles, heavy vehicles, and in some cases where the terrain is very difficult, where these normal vehicles cannot run, there you require ATV. What is ATV? ATV is the all-terrain vehicle. All-terrain vehicle which was inducted in the Run of Kutch in Gujarat, where the land is marshy. This vehicle was inducted in 2012 in Run of Kutch. So if we talk about the border security force, we have got the aircrafts, we have got the ships, we have got the boats. So we have got the ATVs, all-terrain vehicles. So all these kind of fleet of vehicles is required for making the forces mobile to move after the smugglers, terrorists, militants, to track them and to dominate their area of responsibility. Now, UAPA. What is UAPA? Unlawful Prevention Act, by which terrorism is defined. We have chalked the terror groups. By chalking the terror groups means in 2016, we went for the demonetization. What do you mean by demonetization?
Sir, Notebandi.
Notebandi, correct. So in this Notebandi, the fake currency which used to come from Bangladesh or which used to come from Pakistan side, that got snapped. So now it is very difficult for Pakistan and Bangladesh to print out fake countries, and therefore we will able to chalk these terror groups. Now there is one multi-agency center, MAC. What is multi-agency center? It is basically controlled by the database, and this database is controlled by the National Investigative Agency, and they provide intelligence to all the forces, even to the local police, wherever any kind of crime related to terrorist activity, insurgency, or militancy, or infiltration is about to take place. They will tell you in advance. Even if the infiltration has happened, say from the border, infiltration has been observed by means of satellites. Now those pictures will come before the commandant of the battalion. These pictures will be shared. Commandant will be bound to send the patrol parties to that area and find out where those infiltrators have gone. If they have vanished, then they should be caught. If they are roaming in that area, they are caught. And if they have got weapon, then encounter is bound to take place and they are bound to be killed. So similarly, they are talking that these three new criminal laws, that is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, Bharatiya Sakshya Abhiyan. Sakshya Abhiyan means this is basically IPC, Indian Evidence Act, IEC. भारतीय साक्ष्य अभियानम अभियानम संस्कृत का वर्ड है। तो जो इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट था उसका नाम हमने क्या रख दिया? भारतीय
भारतीय साक्ष्य
साक्ष्य अधिनियम। भारतीय साक्ष्य अधिनियम, ठीक है। आईपीसी का नाम हो गया भारतीय न्याय संहिता। भारतीय न्याय संहिता, इंडियन पेनल कोड। So these three laws are able to lay the foundation of the criminal justice system. Criminal justice system. Then we have got one national forensic science laboratory, one national forensic science university. It is in Gujarat. Full implementation of crime criminal tracking network system. Crime criminal tracking network system. What is this system? This system is that all police stations of the country, there are 17,130 police stations of the country, all the courts, all the jails, all the forensic laboratories of the state, as well as central forensic laboratory. They are united with the criminal tracking network system. Say I lodge an FIR in Kharar. That FIR can be traced from CCTNS. That FIR can be traced from CCTNS, that is Crime Criminal Tracking Network System. Even I can find out after 6 months what progress has taken on that FIR, where the investigation has gone. Even if the police station has recorded that 2 witnesses has been examined or 3 witnesses has been examined, or it is matter is still under investigation, that system will be available to you on your laptops when you will track the FIR, that is first information report, of any police station of the country sitting in any part of the country. So budget, now we'll talk about the budget. In 2025, the budget allocated was 2.33 लाख करोड़। 2019 में बजट था 1 लाख करोड़ एमएचए के पास। 2025 में लगभग 2.5 लाख करोड़ हो गया। मीन्स आपको 2.5 टाइम्स ज्यादा बजट मिला। सो दिस बजट is good. It will lead to greater internal security and modernization. Center paramilitary forces expenses have also risen. 38,000 crore in 2013-14 to 97,000 crore in 24-25. So what is the impact on the ground? After all this kind of whole preparation we have taken, all CAPF have been modernized. All CAPF are functioning very well on the borders. Internal security, we are ready by Cobra battalions. Now we are ready to tackle the violence in Kashmir, Northeast, Naxal affected area. We have abrogated Article 370. So, in nutshell, we have been able to dominate our country as far as the security matters is concerned effectively. So, these measures have been able to fully integrate, bring political stability and economic growth in conflict-prone areas. So MHA has evolved. Evolved means it has come up. It has come up or it has grown from a crisis response body to a structured proactive institution. By shifting from a reactionary intervention to strategic reforms, it has strengthened India's internal security architecture and built a future-ready governance framework. MHA is now preempting threats rather than merely responding to them. Now MHA visualizes where the threat is. We act in advance before the threat comes up, shaping India's internal security for the years ahead. So now we are well prepared for our internal security challenges. This is in a nutshell. We say that Ministry of Home Affairs is prepared for internal security challenges in times to come. So if there is an essay that how India is prepared for internal security, you can write that essay. How MHA is prepared for internal security challenges, you can write that essay. How Central Armed Police Forces are prepared for internal security challenges, you can write an essay. Now questions from your side. क्वेश्चन पूछो. आप लोग क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछते, हिंदी में पूछो, अंग्रेजी में नहीं पूछ सकते तो चलो मैंने सारा बता दिया आपको. यू अगेन गो थ्रू दिस आर्टिकल एंड नाउ राइट इन योर ओन वर्ड्स हाउ इंडिया इज प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी चैलेंजेस. आप लोगों के आने से पहले मैंने विशाखा से यही बात की कि जो भी ऐसे पिछले 5-6 वर्षों में आए हैं वो आपके पढ़े हुए ऐसे बिल्कुल नहीं आते हैं, लेकिन उनमें एक बात कॉमन है कि जो भी ऐसे आएगा उसमें आपकी इंडिया लेवल की थॉट प्रोसेस चाहिए. आपके विचार इंडिया लेवल की थॉट प्रोसेस के होने चाहिए. तो जो भी ऐसे जहाँ पे कंट्री की प्रॉब्लम है उससे रिलेटेड ऐसे बनता है, उसके ऊपर आप मैक्सिमम रीडिंग कीजिए, अपने शब्दों में लिखिए एंड बी प्रिपेयर्ड टू गेट गुड मार्क्स इन द एसे राइटिंग. ओके, थैंक यू.
थैंक यू
सर
सर.
आपने ऐसे ऐसे कौन सा बोला, एक बार रिपीट करना.
ऐसे मैंने जो रिपीट किए हैं अभी, इंडिया इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी चैलेंजेस नंबर 1, हाउ सेंट्रल आर्म पुलिस फोर्सेस आर प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी चैलेंजेस, हाउ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर इज प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी challenges, India's internal security challenges, and how forces are prepared for the responses. These are the essays.
ओके सर.
Okay, thank you. Jai Hind.
जय हिंद सर.